Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Steve here from Life, Liberty, and Adventures. Today's video is going to be a short comparison between two Masterpiece Arms rifle chassis. One is the BA Comp and the other is the new Matrix Pro. So stay tuned and we'll get right into it. Okay, so on my tactical coffee table here, it's too cold in my garage today, so thought I'd bring them inside the house where it's nice and warm. So I have first in the front, this is my Masterpiece Arms BA Comp that I've been using on my Precision Rifle Series match rifle, and it's in tungsten. I took out all the internal weights and external weights that I've been using on that rifle, so it's kind of an even comparison. I'll get to weighing each of them here in a few minutes, but I wanted to start at the back end and go over some of the big differences between the two. And right away, I have them lined up with the recoil lugs areas being the same. So right away you can see both of these are adjusted at their smallest or shortest length of pull. Right away you can see the Matrix Pro is at least 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch shorter length of pull than the BA Comp. Another obvious difference, obviously, is the cheek riser. This one's a more low-profile unit. I don't have the adhesive pad stuck on there, but from what I understand now, the adhesive pad they put on, or they provide it uninstalled so that you can adjust the position of this cheek riser where you like it the best. As you can see, there's two sets of holes here that you can move it forward or back. But the other big difference, obviously, is on the bottom of the Matrix Pro, they have that rapid deployment feature for the, I think it's 30 MOA height adjustment. The thumb wheels are pretty much the same. The BA Comp has an optional polymer bag rider on the back that I've used for a while. The forward grips are obviously different. You have multiple adjustment styles, vertical or swept, 3 different versions of each on the Matrix Pro. Matrix Pro also has, as you can see, kind of a thumb hole style. The BA Comp does not. And then also the thumb shelf for the BA Comp and the Matrix Pro are different. It's pretty much machined into the side of the BA Comp where you have 3 different styles to choose from. The trigger finger, I guess shelf, if you want to call it, is pretty much non-adjustable on the BA Comp. I'm sorry, BA Comp. On the Matrix Pro, you have several different heights that it will push your finger in or out depending on what height you have there. Moving forward, the Matrix Pro came with an adjustable magazine catch. The BA Comp that I purchased, this was several years ago, does not come with it, but I'm going to upgrade that to the adjustable mag catch because it's going to go on a 22 Bergara B14R that I'm going to be using for training. So moving forward, pretty much in this area, there's not too many differences between the two. Once you get forward of the recoil lug area, then the differences become stark again, pretty drastic. The BA Comp has the slim profile with lots of holes in the bottom. You can see that they have different barricade stops you can put in there, and also the full length Arca rail. The one thing I didn't like about the BA Comp was that the Arca rail actually stops at the fore end, at the end. So if you wanted to release a bipod or some other attachment and slide it off the end, it'll hit this and it will not come off the end. So you have to completely release the Arca clamp. One really nice feature of the Matrix Pro is it also has the Arca rail all the way up and it can slide right off the top end. Hope you can see that in the GoPro. I have it mounted to my head again today. It seemed to work pretty well last time. Another big difference is the width of the forearms itself is significantly wider. I think it's about 3/4 of an inch wider than the BA comp, 3/4 of an inch, maybe an inch. I have to look at the specs. But it's also got M-LOK in the sides, and there's QD attachment points in the front and the back. There's also QD attachment point in the front of the BA comp right there. You have a night vision bridge on both. It's extended on the Matrix Pro compared to the BA comp. And the BA comp came with a steel spigot mount for the bipod, which I thought is a nice upgrade. The BA comp, initially, when I bought it, only came with an aluminum one, and I noticed some unwanted flex when I were putting some load on the bipod, so I upgraded to the steel version a little while back before I purchased the Matrix Pro. But if you do practice loading the bipod, moving to the steel spigot mount, if you have an aluminum one, is going to help out and provide a little bit more weight out the front if you need a better balance. One of the other nice features of the Matrix Pro is obviously you can put weights. They're internal weights that slide down the front. When you take the spigot mount out, you can slide them down and you can mount them along the rail underneath. So it's pretty nice features compared to the BA comp. They really thought through a lot of these features for the competitive shooter. So let me get the scale, my trusty kitchen scale, and I'll put these two on the scale to see what the weight comparison is. All right, I'm back, and I have my trusty kitchen scale. So I'm going to take off the bipods of each, put them to the side. First up is the BA comp. It comes in at 5 pounds, 8.5 ounces. Maybe that half an ounce is from the short action precision 2-round holder. All right, put that aside. I'll get the Matrix Pro. Matrix Pro comes in at 6 pounds, 14.8 ounces. So it's significantly heavier, about 1.5 pounds, give or take. So it's hopefully it's a little bit better balanced right out of the box than the BA comp, but we will see. I'll be mounting my rifled action in there shortly. All right. Okay, so I've got everything here laid out. I've got my barreled action that I'm going to be installing in the Matrix Pro. I've got a torque wrench. I've got the screw set from Masterpiece Arms. I've got a couple of bit drivers, some ratchets, an adapter. So the first thing you're going to need to do is remove the night vision bridge, and you will need a Torx T15 bit. So you can take off the screws. There's 4, 2 on each side. I'm just going to loosen them a little bit first. They're just threaded into the aluminum chassis, so they're not into any stainless steel insert or anything. Guess I need to loosen that a little bit yet. All right, set that aside. First time I had that off, there's a little bit of damage there. Oh well, nothing I can do about that. All right, next thing you want to do is make sure the recoil lug area is clean. Shouldn't be anything in that. And then you're going to want to get your screws out and the washers. And the lug lock feature includes these barrel-shaped drums or locks, lug locks, I guess they call them. And there's a countersunk Allen head screw that goes up through the bottom. And depending on the thickness of your recoil lug, you pick the different size. There's 2 different sizes here. There's a small one for thick recoil lugs and a thicker one for like the standard or 1/4 inch. This On my action here, this is a 1/4 inch, so I use the bigger one. And the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to pre-install that in there. It can be kind of tricky. Just a couple threads just to keep it in place. And then as I put the action in, I'll push up on that from the bottom. You'll see that here in a second. So the next thing you want to do is just grab a hold of your barrel action. You want to set that down in, make sure you don't hit the trigger shoe. And then what I'm going to do is grab a hold of this, push up on that lug lock feature, and that's free. And then you have these sets of washers that go on your action screws. You put them in. You don't need to take these apart. But the one goes in the front and the one goes in the back. The one in the front, I believe, is the short one. So we will put that in there. Start turning that, and I can feel it engaging the threads. Just loosely for the moment. These guys are rolling away. Then the rear one goes up right behind here. You can see that going into the action there. So you can see there's a little bit of play here, which is fine. Now that you're sure you have both of the screws just lightly torqued, where you can still move that front lug lock is still loose. So what I do is I turn the whole thing up on end, and then I will find there's a certain amount of play there, and I'll find the midpoint of that. And then I will snug the front screw down first. So both of the action screws are snug. They're not torqued yet, but what I'll do then is I'll come up here and tighten the lug lock. By putting it up on the end, you're sure that the recoil lug is contacting the recoil lug face or abutment inside the chassis. So I'm just gonna torque these to 55 inch-pounds. I'll check them one more time. Alrighty. Check the lug lock again one more time. That's tight. There we have it. Cycle the action. Obviously there's no magazine in, there's no ammo in there. Make sure that action cycles. Trigger fires. Put the night vision bridge back on. What I like to do is start all 4 of them but not tighten any one of them, so you can make sure all 4 of them get started without any binding. And I'll push that all the way forward. I'll give them each of those 4 snug. Well, there you have it, folks. I'd say it looks pretty good. I like it. I'll get my kitchen scale back up here and I'll weigh it and see what happens. Okay, I've got my trusty kitchen scale here. And I'm actually going to take the bipod off. We'll put this bad boy up here. So there we have 18 pounds, 2.8 ounces. No magazine in, no weights on the rifle, just the rifle chassis and the rifle itself, the barreled action. So this is a 26-inch heavy Palma 6mm Creedmoor with a Bighorn Origin, Zermatt Origin, TriggerTech Diamond, Vortex, Razor HD Gen 2 4.5 to 27 by 56 MRAD with the Masterpiece Arms BA mount. And it's got the American Precision Arms Little Bastard muzzle brake. So anyway, you can, if you have a build that's similar, you can see what it might weigh. 18 pounds, 2.8 ounces. And based on this, it feels like it's pretty well balanced. I might have to, if I put a full magazine in, it might be a little more butt heavy. I'll probably end up getting the internal weight kit and putting a couple weights inside. Just to help out with that. All right, there it is. Put that aside. Can't wait to get out and shoot. Hopefully the snow melts soon. So folks, if you enjoyed this, put a comment below, hit the like button. Tell me, do you like the Matrix Pro or the B8 Comp? What's your favorite and why? So stay tuned for the next one. We're going to be going out and shooting.